Good evening, everyone. As y'all know, my name is Shadia, and because I was not able to attend class today, in order to contribute to the class discussion, I put a video together. So without further ado, I was assigned poem 465 titled I Heard a Fly Buzz When I Died by Emily Dickinson. So I'm going to start off with my original thoughts on this poem for purposes of how much time we're limited to. I believe that the poem was, first of all, extraordinarily crafted, and by that I mean the intensity of the symbolism, rhyme, and other literary devices sort of undeniably come together to form this intriguing image of what she thought may have been the moments before someone's death. So, death, the reoccurring theme of this poem, but to me, it was the least meaningful one. So, but what is everlasting is the concept of imagining one's death. And that's really a bit of a daunting task when you think about the repercussions of challenging a Christian way of thinking about death and the afterlife, specifically in her time period where she was sort of sheltered in Amherst, Massachusetts, around a Christian Judeo community. But for starters, for the poem, I believe that the symbology and the punctuation left the most lasting impression to me. Imagining a fly buzzing at your deathbed, but then thinking of the fly as a symbol for a higher power, for instance, maybe an angel or an entity that comes to guide one's soul to the afterlife. It seems frightening yet relieving. It seems almost as this fly is sort of an image of guiding her or crossing over to the spiritual realm. But on the flip side, if you don't believe in that, the higher power or spiritual realm, her description of the fly also suggests that there is only a physical world, that only a physical world exists. And so upon death, you simply wither away as nature takes its course. So I would call that the cycle of life. And so then the cycle of life deems that the fly and other insects will pick at you or eat from your decomposing body. And in contrast, people will also benefit from her death as she has willed away her keepsakes or signed away what portion of her might be assignable, as indicated by the third stanza. But interestingly, she constantly addresses the fly through punctuation as fly with a capital F, to me suggesting that this is just a proper name, a symbol for a respectable or higher authority. But in turn, I don't think it would be a long shot to infer that the fly is not just a physical depiction, according to the theory that I just spoke about a minute ago, but not just a physical depiction, but more of a metaphysical representation of the Platonic self, interacting with a transcendent entity. And then we move on to the buzzing of the fly, which introduces the poem, but we don't actually hear the fly until the end of the poem, because it is a foreshadowing type of, yes, first person, but she states that I heard a fly buzz when I died, but you don't hear enough about the fly until the end. And this is interesting because it's almost as if Dickinson is saying that we as human beings don't pay attention to the minuscule things in our surroundings until upon reflection. So, in other words, she seems to be concerned with the process of herself dying, and woe is me, everything around me, but then it's only to be interrupted or interposed by a fly, which is indicated by the third stanza, the I willed my keepsakes signed away, what portion of me be assignable, and then it was there, interposed by a fly. So it's just sort of this, it leaves it open for readers to say, well, is she talking about the physical world, uh, the spiritual life, or is she trying to teach readers a lesson that maybe we should pay attention or reflect upon our surroundings? But just to conclude my analysis, I think that after she handled her affairs and ties between the physical world and that was relieved, the fly suddenly interposes, and although this is a simplistic illustration, her ability to depict the complexities of life while metaphorically amplifying that she can be interposed or interrupted by merely a fly is a captivating allegory in itself. I mean, this is just evidenced by the realities and spontaneity life seems to always bring. All in all, I think that she rewards readers by providing just the right amount of words, and structure, meaning, 4 stanzas, 4 lines, um, and she allows you to sort of read into it in the 3 perspectives that I introduce. To me, though, I think she specifically does a good job or meets her end state with the punctuation and symbology that she put in. That concludes my analysis on 465. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't confuse you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me through Blackboard, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.